I want to be able to manage all my Cisco devices in this topology from VLAN 30, the tech support VLAN. And I have 3 switches and 1 router, and I want to be able to remote to them via any of these 2 computers, but not any of these other computers, right? So what I have to do is all I need to have an IP address for these 3 devices, and the router already has an app. We can represent the IP address for the sub interface as to remotely manage it. And so we also need telnet or secure shell enabled, right? So, and of course we need to have the appropriate interfaces for these VLANs for the computers in the right VLANs. So what I have to do is I'm gonna, for really simplicity's sake, I'm going to just enable telnet on all of them. You can do the same thing with secure shell. So you have to go and do show run. Go to the end of it. You see that I don't have anything enabled. So I'm gonna go, and as you can see, I don't have any IP addresses neither. So I'm gonna go to global modes. Give it go to interface VLAN 30. Okay, before I do that, let me show you. I don't have do show IP and brief. I only have VLAN 1, and I haven't assigned it anything. That's by default. So I'm going to create VLAN 30 and enter that interface for give that interface the IP address for the switch. So interface VLAN 30. I just created it. I'm going to type in IP address 172.16.30. Give it the .3 address. But we're going to need some more IP addresses, as you can see, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you run out of address spaces. So I have 30.1, 30.2, 30.3, and then if I add 30.3, I'm sorry, I have 3 interfaces, 3 hosts taking over all the 6 spaces. So I have 3 more spaces left, right? Because it's a 29-bit mask, and it gives you 6 hosts, or 8 numbers if you want to look at it, if you want to go high, right? So, but 6 hosts, of these 6, I have 3 of them filled and 3 more to go, and it will not suffice because we have 4 devices total. So just for the purpose of demonstration, I'm going to only show you for just the switches if possible, right? So you can do that, in fact, or what I can do is I can only do it for I'm just going to do it for these 3 of them, right? So the first floor, the core switch, and the router, to tell you that you can indeed manage them. And of course, if you can do that with them, you can do that, or with router and that, you can do that with second floor. So I'm going to give it the address 72.16.30.3. So this is for the first floor switch with the mask of 248. And then I don't need to shut down because it's already I don't need to turn it on. And so I go to exits and just gonna save, and let's check real quick. Okay, I have my VTY lines enabled, but I don't have a password for them. So VTY 0 through 15. Password, because it's already on. I don't need to turn the login on, so I'm gonna type in the password. I'm gonna give it the password pass. Okay. Do show run. Okay, we have a password and the login, so we can log in. So I'm gonna save real quick, and all right. So let's try 30.2. Telnet 172.16.30.3. I just entered, so pass. I passed. passed. Now I just right now realized that I forgot to give it an enable secret, right? So it's not gonna work. So I have to go console again, and remember, what I'm doing is, instead of, I'm actually going through this laptop and going through the switch, but I want to be real quick. So thankfully Packet Tracer has that, so you can just, this is really just consoling it, right? So it's not remote at all. So I go to exit, enable secret. It's encrypted and more secure than password, since password is enable password is clear text, enable secret is encrypted. I'm gonna give it secret. Right. Okay, so it's gonna work this time. Enable. I don't even need to re-enter again. So, which is pretty cool. So I'm in, right? Now you're thinking, it's you're connected to it, right? Which you're right. So let's see. But what if you have one here and is it gonna work? Let's see. Before I do that, I'm gonna show VLAN brief. Okay. Remember, these two are VLAN 30. Okay. So the interface VLAN. That's why. So that if we have them here, so let's go create real quick. Okay, I'm not going to talk right now. I'm just going to create really fast a telnet and give it this host the IP address so it can communicate. Remember, enable secret, or else it's not going to work. Or password. Enable password. I need to create an interface. So let's see if I create an interface VLAN 1, okay, that already exists. Let's see if I give it the IP address 172.16.30.4 with 248 or 29-bit mask. Okay, exit. Do right. Let's see if it works. It's not. It shouldn't work, okay, because it's not in the same VLAN. But let's see. .4. Okay, the core switch. Okay. It's not going to work. So I'm going to exit now, or cancel that, or to prove it's not going to work. I'm just going to have it on there, so when we get back it's going to show what happened. But I'm going to go here, and I'm going to, instead of the, I'm going to put no IP, right, so it won't conflict, and we can have that space. We're not wasting space, so no. I'm not even in VLAN mode. So interface VLAN 1. I just type no IP address, and I go to interface VLAN 30. Turn on. I'm gonna give it that IP address. Okay. I use the up arrow key to relook at the history that I had, so I don't have to type over again, right? So it's on. Let's see if it works. Let's see. It works. So it needs to be in VLAN 30. That's the it's not the native VLAN, because I mean it's let me show you. Native, when native VLAN, okay, can have different meanings depending on what you want to describe. So if you go to do show VLAN do show interface trunk, it's we have VLAN 1 here. That's for trunking, even though we're still able to ping each other. So I'm going to so it's but this isn't VLAN 30, right? And we didn't necessarily have to change the native VLAN, which actually isn't really, we can't really change it like that. The only time we can change a native VLAN is if for the trunk links, right? And that's for I'm not going to go into that right now, but for it's not we we don't need to change that in order for us to remotely get into this. So we already have a default gateway, right? So we're not even wasting space. We're gonna use our default gateway as a way to enter this. Now, before I do that, let me just go to the third one and telnet into create a virtual teletype for that. Go here, run. I don't have anything, right? So I go to configure terminal, line VTY 0 through 15, password pass. Go to exit, and I go to and I give it an IP address for VLAN 30. I don't need to experiment anymore to show you that in fact it needs to be an interface VLAN 30, whoever belongs to the tribe member, right? Think of it as the VLAN 30 tribe. So and the chiefless tribe, or the chief, is actually the core switch, right? And as far as the VTP server, or the other two, I'm not going to change the subject right now. Okay, so I'll go to I'm going to give it an IP address 172.16.30.5. IP address 172.16.30. Shut. Okay, it's already shut. Enabled. I don't know why I mean, it's like no shut. Why don't you just say like turn on? They're like on, shut down. You know, I mean, I don't know why. There must be a reason. Okay, because I usually find these questions that seem just ridiculously, you know, like why do they exist? But then later I'm like, oh, I see. There's this reason why behind it happens. So yeah, you have to be patient sometimes with that I've learned through that. So I go to do right and do show run. Okay, I have that, and I have an IP address also. So let's see. Remotely, I'm going to go into the fifth one. I'm going to telnet into it, and yes, sir, we're in. So pass, and then the enable password hasn't been set again. That I have to put it. So I have to go, and then I click enable secret. Save, and voila, secret. Okay, I just the second password you see after that is, the first one was a failure attempt, and the second was a success, because it gave me a second chance to do it. So second retry. So then I go to here, and then and then let's see, and then the for this, now we want to get into the router, see if we can enable telnet on here. So if I go to here on the router and do show run, and if I go and look at here, I don't have it enabled. So I'm gonna, and as you can see, it has 0 through 4, unlike that one. So we're gonna try it with 0 through 4. That make it all one line as one. So all 4 lines as one. And then I'm gonna go to configure terminal. I'm gonna go to line VTY 0 through 4, and already has a login. I'm gonna give it a password. Pass. Okay. And then do right. Okay. I'm assuming, since the default gateway can be represented as the host, because it's in our same network, right? So I'm gonna just type in, as you can see, if I do if I exit from here, and if I go to ipconfig, the Windows command, it'll give you your default gateway. So I'm gonna try to see whether if this is what's going to represent the telnet. I've never done this before, so hopefully it's going to succeed. So I'm going to type in 72.16.30.6, and yes, it works. Okay, so works like a charm, unless if we have an enable secret on, right? So let's see. Pass, Yes, yes, you see, so it's the default gateway router, right? So we got in. Perfect. However, it's not going to work because we forgot to put a secret. So I'm going to go and type enable secret, okay, and do right, and enable secrets, and we're in the router. You can see show IP and brief. These are all the different default gateways for the different VLANs, you know, and yeah, then so and now okay, so what you can do is I haven't tried this either, so I'm going to look at, you see the resume command. I actually been learning that from the exam cram by Keith Barker and Mike Valentine. Excellent book. Okay, especially if you have already background from different sources such as Wendell Odom. So anyway, so you know that I read about that on the resume. So I'm gonna try it out. So resume. These are the different telnets. So the number of active network connections, we have 0 through 15. So let's see, 15. Invalid. If I type in the word, so the name of the active network connection, let's see, core switch. Invalid connection name. Okay, resume. Just okay. No open connections. Okay, so I'm going to make a video about once I figure out how that works. Once I finish doing research about how to do navigation between different devices, Cisco devices, I'm going to also make a video specifically for that, which is going to be a whole nother fun video. So that's that, and yeah, I mean, let's see if we can do it from this computer, right? Telnet 172.16.30.4, this the middle one. So password pass, right? We're in the core switch, exactly. I'm trying to think, instead of typing core switch, I mean, instead of typing the IP address, I mean, after all, you know, why don't we just type core switch, telnet core switch? I don't think not. Probably because the IP domain isn't set up, or you know, it's I don't know, but I mean, it's you know, that would be really. I mean, it is possible. I mean, not to say. I mean, that doesn't exist. So you can do that, but you know, this has been really just for the simplicity, to make it really simple for you, and for just the basics of what you need in order to telnet from one device to another. And yep, that's it, and thank you for watching.